I'll go and explain a little bit about the progressive grid exercise. You're looking at the spec sheet for the progressive grid exercise here. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but do download it, do read it, and let me explain a little bit about what's going on here. Basically, you'll be given an InDesign document, and it's multiple pages. So if I come over to the Pages palette, make sure you scroll it open. We got 12 pages to work with here. In this exercise, it's very critical that you're on screen mode normal, so you can see all the columns. So go View, Screen Mode, ensure that you're in normal view. So what happens here, and let me zoom in, on every page, I'm on page 1 here, there is some copy, and there's a rule. On page 1, there are 2 columns set up for you, and the rule says 1 point size, uppercase, 2 column. So in other words, you have to use all of this copy. You can't delete anything or change anything. You have to make all this copy in 1 point size, in all uppercase, and then you're going to create a balanced and interesting layout within those rules. So what you would do, in this case, what I would probably do is enable the type tool, select all the text, and since it says 1 point size uppercase, I would change that first. Now if I go back to the specs, the typefaces I can use are listed here. Myriad Pro, Minion Pro, blah blah blah. In other words, all the standard ones that no strange novelty fonts or anything like that. So you can only use those typefaces. So you'll choose a typeface. I'm not going to change the case right now, but so I'll show you more complex examples, but these get more progressively complex with more columns and more variation in the rules, more possibilities. But basically what you're going to do is, break up the copy into like logical pieces, okay? And I'll provide a lot of student examples, and I'll show you some student examples here in a second. So let's say, like my design, I know Cuyahoga Community College is going to be a unit by itself, so I would Command X him and put that block of text in its own text box, and that way, now I can move stuff around, okay? And I'll get back to that. So let me Command Z out of here. So again, this is what you're given. It's up to you to break up the copy into your own text blocks. And let me show you what some students did on page 3 here. So I come over here and I click on page 3. Okay, what's the rule? I have 3 columns set up already. The rule is I can use 2 point sizes, and they can be either upper or lower case, and the columns are set up. So just kind of burn that into your memory banks here. This is what you're given. Let me show you what some students did. Let me Command 0. They started with this. Let me show you what some students did within those simple rules. This is 3 columns, upper and lower case, 2 point sizes. Okay, completely different solution. 2 point sizes, upper and lower case. That's your mission. They get progressively more complex. Page 9, you're given geometric shapes. You have to use all this stuff. The copy gets much denser. So my advice is to read the rules, look at the several student examples I give you, and see how they tackled this. Also, I'm looking for the student examples will show you, break things into logical pieces. For example, there's these performers' names. This is for a copy for a jazz poster. You got, Sean, Eddie, and Dave here. Well, probably those items would be in proximity, okay? We got 2 paragraphs of pretty dense text. Well, probably this paragraph would, you're not going to break this paragraph up in the middle, right? So like make everything like readable, logical. You're establishing a hierarchy within the rules. So, and the other thing is pay close attention to vertical alignment. Use the column guides to keep things all aligned. And once again, this might seem a little nebulous right now to you, just listening to me babbling about this, but if you look at the student examples provided, this will be, it'll become much more clear. So good luck.